Good afternoon, Apba baseball fans, and today we're getting ready to set for Series 2, Game 1, the Brooklyn Dodgers versus the Cleveland Indians. The Dodgers will be first up to the plate, and the Indians are at home. For the lineup for the Dodgers is Gillum, Reese, Snyder, Robinson, Hodges, Howell. He's the DH. Furillo, Campanella, Amoros, and Magley is the pitcher. During the course of his World Series in '56, he pitched the entire game. But if he starts to get shelled during the game, I'll take him out and use a relief pitcher. For the Indians, we have Davis, Capinas, I think is how his name is pronounced, Lindor, Napoli, Santana's the DH, Ramirez is in the 6th slot, Geyer is 7, Chisenhall is 8th, Perez is 9th, Clubber is our pitcher, and it's also to note that Miller came in the 7th, and I will use him in that slot when he comes in. And Cody Allen came in the 9th, and he will come in the 9th when it's that inning. And next up is the pregame show, where I go over some of the cards and talk about some of the cards and possibly what I think may or may not be the outcome of the game. See you soon, guys. Welcome to the pregame show, guys. I have to show this view because I'm going to be talking about the cards. First up, I want to talk about pitching. As you see, both pitchers are grade B. Magley has a Y denotation, and Clubber has an X denotation, and that's kind of a reference to possibilities for more strikeouts. So Clubber has an advantage over Magley, I believe. Miller, who comes in for relief in the 7th, he's a grade A and C. His denotations are K, X, Y, and Z. And Cody Allen, who comes in the 9th, is a grade A, and he has a denotation of a K. Dodgers, when I told up the fielding for the Dodgers, it was a 41, so the Indians will be batting off of chart number 1. And the Indians' fielding was 31, so the Dodgers will be hitting off of fielding chart 3. And from what I've seen, based on the cards and that, is if Magley can get shelled early and they get, will it be possible that affects the game? And the idea of the denotations of the X and Y, will that affect how does that affect the game? And based on what I see, the idea of does that fielding from batting off a 1 to batting off a 3, does that help or hurt or favor a team in any one way? Because just looking at that, I would have to say that because the Indians fielding they're going off, the Dodgers will be hitting off the 3 chart, that the Dodgers have a big chance of winning in this game. Now it's game time, guys. So Gillum will be up to bat first. With the bases empty. And that's a 65, and 65 for Gillum is a 35, and that's a ground out at first. So that is 1 away. That's by the first baseman. Ground out. Pee Wee Reese is up. 22, and that's a 7. Oh, wait. And a 7 is a single to right. So Pee Wee Reese gets a single. Snyder up with 1 on. And remember, we're looking at fielding chart 3 for the Dodgers here. 65, which is a 35, and that's a foul out. So 2 away. Jackie Robinson comes up. 35, and that's a foul out as well. So after 1, no score. Davis is up for the Cleveland Indians. And the Indians are off of fielding chart 1, and 41 is a 24, and then that's put out by the shortstop. Pinnis is up. And that is a 1. We re-roll. 63 is a 31. And that's a fly out to center field. 1 away. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not a fly out to center field. That's a double to right. I'm looking at the black letters instead of the red ones. So that's a double. My bad. So we may have a man on second. We have a man on second. Only 1 away. Lindor's up. 54, which is a 32. And that's a fly out to right field. Runners hold. Napoli's up. 21 is a 13. That's a strikeout. So after 1, no score. Gil Hodges is up in the top of the second. Looking for chart 3 there. And that's 26, and that is a strikeout. Designator Hal is up. $63, and that's a 32, and that should be a fly out to the right fielder, and it is. Murillo is up. 2 outs, nobody on. 42. It's a 14. That's a base on balls. Yeah, base on balls. I just had to check because I have extra letters to check for. Unfortunately, none of them is a ZZ. Campanella, base on balls. $16. First on error, and 2 outs. Wait a minute. 16. Okay, first on error, runner to second, and with asterisk, which means that with 2 outs, and there is 2 outs in this situation, any runner goes to third, So our guy at first goes to third, and he reaches on an error. So we have 2 on. And that error says error, looks like it's on the center fielder. Okay. So that means first and third. And we're on chart 3. And that puts Amaros up to the plate. .52 is a 27. Okay, out at first. So that's their third out. And 52. So it looks like the third to first is what it is. I just wanted to check to see who it was, and it's third to first, so that's third out. Dodgers try to threaten a little bit in this inning, but to no avail. Santana is up in the bottom of the second. .55 is an 8, and with Cleveland that's a fly out to center field. Okay, so Santana is out, makes our first out. Ramirez. .54 to 32, and that should be a fly out to the right fielder, and it is. Geyer up. .45 to 14. That's a baseball and balls for Geyer. That's a man at first. And Chisenhall is up. .56, and that's a strikeout. So 4 people up. Had a runner at first, but to no avail. We go to the third inning. Gillum is up. Okay. .56 for Gillum is a 34, and that should be a flyout, and it is. And that's to the shortstop. Pee Wee Reese Cup up. 64 is a 12. And that's out at first. And that's from third to first. 5-3. 2 away. Schneider, Duke. Duke is up. Oh, sorry, there's nobody out. Nobody on. I forgot to take that out. And that's a 12, which is 25, and that should be a fly out. Or, yeah, an out. Yeah, that's an out at first base by the second baseman. With an X, and I gotta check. No, Magley. Oh, Clubber is an X. So I mean, oh, I'm sorry. No, all right. We're at Schneider. 21. 21 is a 13. That's a strikeout. Okay. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Perez is up. Roberto. .56 is a 9, and that is a single. That's a single. Okay. Puts Davis up. It's a 13, which is a 22. Oh, he is hit by pitch, and the runner goes to first, so we have men on first and second. Pennis is up. .56. It's a 34. That should be a fly out. Oh, infield fly. By the third baseman. So that's an out. Put out by the third baseman. That's 5-3. That's our first out. Lindor up. .46, that's a strikeout. 2 away. Napoli up for the Indians. 53 is a 19. First on error, runners advanced. 2 bases. So our guy at second scores, and our guy at first goes to second. And so we got a guy at first and third then. And the error's on the third baseman. So that's an E5. So the guy at second scores. So early on in this game, we have the Indians up by 1 in the third inning. Santana's up. At first and third. .44 is an 8, and that's a single to right, 1 run scores, other to third. Okay, so a guy at third scores, our guy at first goes to third, and we still have men at first and third. So we have 2 runs that have scored. That's a single. And Ramirez is up. 31 is a 9. And that's a single. We only have 1 out, so it's single. And the other guy goes to second. So we got a single and runners at first and second. First and second. Geyer's up. .12 is a 25. Double play. 1 runner to third. Other. Okay, so it's a double play. So shortstop to second base. Six to 4 to 3. Santana would be okay. Ramirez would be on. Okay. So in the bottom of the third, the Indians have a 3-0 lead. Robinson is up for the Dodgers, down 3-0. .46 is a 13. He strikes out. Hodges up. 62. It's a 41. And we're looking at bases empty. Um, 41. Says first and second on error by the shortstop. So he is at second. It's an E6. Okay. I'll stew up with a man at second. 55 is an 8, and that's single over second. Runner scores. Let's see here. That means Brooklyn would be the Indians catcher. So basically the runner scores. Okay, just a single, runner scores. All right, so that makes the game 3-1. Furillo is up with a man at first. It's an 11, that is a 6. And that's a double. Runner to third. So Furillo gets a double, runner to third. Campanella is up. Minute second and third. .36 is a 33, and that's a fly out. One scores and the other stays. Amorose with the man at second. 52 for Amaros. It's 27. And out at first by the shortstop. And that's the end of the 4th inning, with the Indians leading 3-2. Chisenhall is up. .23 is a 12. Indians and that is out at first. Perez is up. .44 is a 9, and that's a single. Perez gets a single. Brings Davis up. .56, that's a 34, and that's a fly out to the shortstop. Okay. That's 2 away. Capenas is up. .42, and that's a strikeout. So Gillum is up in the top of the 5th. It's a 16-28. Brooklyn is off chart 3. And that's out at first. Brings up Pee Wee Reese Cup. It's 22-7. And that will be a single. He gets a single. Brings up Schneider. .32. It's 26. That'll be a fly out. Out at first. Yes. Okay. Out at first. So. second to first. So 6-3, and I'm assuming the guy at first goes to second. There's no notation on that, so I'm assuming he goes to second. It's only the second out. Robinson is up. 16, 28. Should be a fly out. Yeah, out at first by the shortstop. And that's your third out of the inning. Okay. Lindor is up. Flip it over to the fielding one. 22, that's a 7, and that's a single. Napoli up. 65, and that's a 35. It's a ground out, which means the guy at first would go to second. Not a second baseman. So that's 4-3. It's one away. Okay. Santana up. We're at second. That's a strikeout. Ramirez. .24, that's a strikeout too. So after 5 innings, it's the Indians 3 and the Dodgers 2. Puts Hodges up. Oh, that's going to be a hit of some sort. .52 to 7, and that's off the third base. That's a that's a single. Hodges gets a single. Cal is up. .22 is an 8. And being as there are no outs, this is single, and man just goes to second. And that brings up Ferrillo. Runners at first and second. "14" is a 30, and that's a fly out. Runners hold. Okay, Campanella. It's 11. That's 5. And that is a triple. So, 2 runs will score. Campanella gets a triple. So that now puts the Dodgers up 4-3. And let's see. Amorous. And before another pitch is made, the Indians will look in their bullpen and take Magley out. So they don't really well, because there's only one more inning before Miller comes in, they'll put in Shaw. Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. Scratch that. That's the Indians that have to put in somebody. It's Shaw. Shaw is put in for Magley. And he has a grade B and has a denotation of X. So we'll see what kind of effect that has on the game. And Amorous is up with the man at third. And we're still looking at the fielding 3. Yeah, his taking Magley out and adding Shaw doesn't change Cleveland's fielding at all. So, Amorous just hit a home run. So 2 runs score. So 4 runs in the inning with only 1 out. So it's now 6-3 in favor of the Dodgers. Gillum is up. If the base is empty. Alright, 44 is an 8. And that'll be a single. Pee Wee Reese is up. It's 56, and that's a strikeout. That's only the 2nd out in the inning. We've almost batted around. Snyder is up. 53, and that's a 17. And Brooklyn's with the 3. That's a single, and runner to third. It's a single, runner goes to third. So we have men at first and third. All right, Robinson is up. And looks like Cleveland's going to go with another pitcher. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong team. So I'm supposed to be looking at the Dodgers and not the Indians. Well, we'll just have Shaw and having started for the wrong team for a change. We'll put Darnell, and he is a grade D pitcher. So that means we'll be looking off the last chart for pitchers. And Hodges, this is for Hodges. 13 is a 14, and that's a base on balls. And that's runners at first and third. See if there's any special notations here. 14, special notations. Nope, that fills the bases. So the bases are loaded. And Howell is up. So we batted around in this inning. It's 15, that is an 8. And with the bases loaded, that's a single. Runners advance 2 bases. So 2 runs score, and we have a man at first and second. Second. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So the Dodgers are up 7. Seven to 3. Okay. Ferrillo up. 64 is a 12. I've met at first and second. And Darnell is okay. Okay, 1 runner is out at second, safe at third. So, and there's a guy at first. So we have the runners at first and third. Out at second. Man at third. And that's the end of this inning. Okay. So so that's okay. So Campanella will be our next batter. Oh man, Indians are up with Geyer up. And this is the 6th inning. And the score is, let's see, 8-3. Geyer gets a 46. That's a strikeout. It's 21 for Chisenhall. That's 30. I think that's going to be a fly out. And it is to the left fielder. Perez strikes out. Okay. So, after 6, it's the Dodgers. 8-3. And the Dodgers are facing Andrew Miller. He came in for the Indians in the 7th in the original, so we're bringing him in the 7th in our game as well. And that puts Campanella up for us in the 7th. Okay, 15. That's a 9, and that should be with the Dodgers. They're against the 3rd, and that's a single. Campanella gets a single. Amoros. 62 is a 14. That's a base on balls. So that's Gillum. Oh. Campanella, that's Campanella first. It's second. Single. This guy gets a base on balls. So that puts Gillum up. We got runners at first and second with Gillum. It's 42. It's 14. That's also a base on balls. So the bases here are loaded. 2 base on balls, and the bases are loaded. And the Indians are going to have to go to their bullpen. They'll bring in Manship. He is a grade B pitcher with a wild notation. So, Reese is up with the bases loaded. .62, which is a strikeout. So, Reese gets to be our first strikeout of the inning. It's the first out. Schneider's up. .23 is also a strikeout. 2 strikeouts in a row with the bases loaded, and Hodges comes up. Oh, I'm sorry, not Hodges, but Robinson. Looking at the wrong guy. Looking at the guy who follows Robinson. Robinson up. 62 is a 14. So 1 run scores, and the bases are still loaded. All right. Now Hodges is up. .13 is a 14. He walks. So Hodges, this is not very good for the Howell is up. Jeez. Let's see what the Indians have now. We'll do Otero is coming in for Manship. With Furillo up and 2 outs. 14 to 30, and that's a flyout if I'm not mistaken. Yes, fly out to left field. And that's the end of the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning. And we've got one more. So, so it's 9 to 3. The Indians are up. And that leaves Davis. .65, that's a 35, and Cleveland's off of, okay, that's a ground out by by the first baseman. Okay. .63-31, that should be a fly out. Yes, to center field. Lindor. 65 is 35 is that's a ground out. So yes. So 3 up and 3 down. With let's see here, where were we at? Frillo was our last batter, so that means Campanella is up. Okay, Campanella, and this is the top of the 8th. 55 is an 8, and that should be a single. It is. Amorose is up. 36, I think that's a fly out. It is. To the third baseman. Gillum up. .52, it's 27. Out at first, runner to second. Right. .53. Right. Pee Wee Reese. 51. It's just a 9. Runner at second. It says single through short, runner scores. So the guy at Weiss gets a single. Guy at second scores. That makes it 10-3. Snyder's up, 2 outs, 10-3. 33 is a 0. Oh, and that's a home run. So 2 runs score. Making it a 12-3 ball game. And Cleveland goes again to their bench. And he go to McAllister. Jackie Robinson up, base is empty. 15 is an 11. And that's single, just a single. Hodges. 46, and that's a strikeout. And that's the third out of the inning. So after 3, the score is 12. 12-3. And we go to the bottom of the 8th with Napoli up. Okay. .62, that's a strikeout. Santana. 15, that's an 8, and that's a single. Wait a minute. It should be anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a single. Ramirez. 28. I think that's a fly out. Yeah, it's out at first, runner to second. That's 2 outs. Geyer up. Runner at second. 35. It's a foul out to the third baseman. And that's the end of the inning. So it's still 12-3. We're in the top of the 9th. And Howell is up. And this is where Cody Allen comes in for the Indians. .62, that's a strikeout. Ferrillo. Oh, yeah, that's all right. 54 is 32, and that's should be a fly out as well. Yeah, that's a fly out as well. Campanella. It's up. 2 out. 14 is a 30, and that should be a fly out to left field. It is. So after 9, it's 12-3 in favor of the Dodgers. Dodgers won't get another bat. Geyer's Chisenhall is up, and the Indians need help. .54 is 32, and that should be a flyout. Yes, it's a flyout to right field. Perez. .16 is 28. That's pop up. Yeah, out at first by the shortstop. So, Indians down to their last out. Davis is up, top of the order. .25, that's 11. And that's a single. Batter steals second on the next pitch. So we have Davis at second with a stolen base. Pinnis up. .64, and that's a strikeout, and that is the ball game, folks. So after 9 innings, after the game's over with, the Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers win 12-3. The Indians had a big third inning, bottom of the third inning, and it was the 6 runs in the 6th inning that propelled the Dodgers to a 12-3 game win. Tune in. I'm not sure when to tune in next, but game 1 is wrapped. Brooklyn Dodgers 12, Indians 3.